Yo, what's going on, guys? Ron here, aka Neos, and first of all, I want to start the video off by saying I'm sorry. I kind of like dipped out for like just over a month. I had to leave the state to go work in Cali for a while, just doing some stuff. I'm in the military, so I had to go there and work there for about a month, doing some medical duties and stuff like that because I'm a medic in the military. So I didn't say anything or anything like that. I should have posted something, but it kind of just happened real quick, and like I said, but I'm back now, so making content, stuff like that. If anything happens again, I'll make sure to like post, at least say something, but yeah, so I apologize for that. But I want to go over the new format, YCS Providence, and Ryzeal Mitsurugi right now with the new support, and then just show like a couple combos and stuff like that, and my idea behind the deck that you can see on the screen right now. So moving in, we're going to go over the Ryzeals first. So we have Star at 1, 2 Ice, 2 Sword, 2 X, 1 of the Node. Where is Node? There's Node. So this is the main deck Ryzeals that we're all playing, and then we're playing obviously Cross, and then to go with the Ryzeals we have Bonfire and 3/7 Tachyon. This is it for the engine. Obviously I would play more Ice and more X if I could, but I can't because Konami said that Ryzeal's too good. These are just the ratios that I decided to play. I'm playing 3 Tachyon instead of like playing like 1 Bonfire and 2 of this and stuff like that. Is because it's actually really good for Tachyon sometimes when you have it in hand, and like if you accidentally like draw a brick, like if you draw like Night Sword, Serpent, Kusanagi, especially Saji, whenever you like can have access to Murakuma, I'm sorry, Habakiri, which is whenever, as long as you see a Ryzeal, Tachyon, Bonfire, or even like, you know, whatever, even like just starting with prayers, because you want this in the deck to tribute off of Habakiri's effect. So yeah, and then for the Mitsurugis, as you can see, so I'm playing once Kusanagi, one Saji, and then honorary Night Sword Serpent. As you can tell, I'm not playing the Aramasu. I don't think it's a good card. We're not playing Futsu or anything like that to like bring it back, which we could bring back Night Sword Serpent anyways because it's a reptile. But there's just a lot of lines that I figured out that you can play like without like preventing your opponent from trolling you later on, depending on your hand, especially when you're using Night Sword Serpent. That way you can like tribute this and Night Sword Serpent, and then you can block the Kusanagi effect from like Bell and stuff like that with Night Sword Serpent, right? Because if they don't really want to Bell Night Sword Serpent. Because it doesn't really matter, or if they do bell it, then they just like hand loop themselves because you don't care if this card summons. And then it does give you an extra body if it does summon, which sometimes allows you to make like extra rank 4s, or if you do get interrupted, you can make stuff like IP. And then we're playing 1 Murakumo, and then 3 Habakiri, 3 prayers, 1 ritual. I'm only playing 1 ritual because you really only need a ritual summon once. And it just needs to be Murakumo. If you can ritual summon Murakumo, you're good. And then if you do fully ritual summon, you ritual summon 1 Habakiri and 1 Murakumo, and these other 2 just become fodder for you to like later like tribute off with prayers or use as like discard fodder. Like you don't really need it. So yeah, I feel like this has been working out really well. Prayers is crazy, especially when you open up like prayers plus like Habakiri and stuff like that, because like you're always like ending on like trap plus these 2 if you go uninterrupted, and like if you have a way to prayers, or like you have already prayers in hand, you don't have to use it most of the time, so you can just set both of these and then you're just completely fine. For the rest of the engine, we're playing I call it the Holy Trinity. We're playing the 1 Triple Tactics Talent, the 1 Called by the Grave, and then the 1 Cross-Out Designator. Cross-Out Designator is just really good because like if you win the dice roll and like people are main decking the Mulcharmies and like obviously Droll and obviously Nib, if you draw this, you have 2 answers to stuff that either goes to the grave, or you have at least 1 answer to getting nibbed, which you really don't care about getting nibbed, and I'll show that later, but nib really doesn't matter. Nib's really only in my deck because of Fuelos, so if you go second, like the first, like say you dice roll, you lose a dice roll, your opponent decides to go first, and like you open Fuelos, you want a hand trap to draw into that punishes your opponent for disrespecting Fuelos. Like, cause there's been times where like people just like play into my Fula, and I'm like, wow, I'm drawing all these ashes and imperms and cross out, and then like you'll draw these like sometimes, which means when you go back into the board you have protection, but you really need a hand trap that just checks your opponent really hard for like disrespecting you, and Nib does that. So yeah, and then also with the going on with the hand traps, we have the 3 Fua because just in case we lose a dice roll and we see it going second. 3 Ash because it hits the mulch armies. 2 Droll because this deck right here is probably the best deck in the format right now, and I have to respect it, but I also have to respect Malice, which that's what also this is in here for, right? Because like if I see this versus Malice, it really doesn't matter, but if I see this or this versus Malice, it's pretty good, especially if you see both, because they have to like usually play into one. And then obviously 3 Imperm because Imperm is good. And then onto the extra deck, only 1 Detonator obviously because we can only play 1. Mirror Logic for Ext, Masquerade for the Tachyon, 2 Eclipse Twins. This probably is going to go to 1, I just don't know what I'm going to put in for it yet. 2 Duo Drive, 1 Imps because it's for the combo and it bridges your engine. Excitant to blow the board. I've also considered cutting this and putting in like Tornado Dragon because you have Murakumo to blow the board, but obviously you have to get access to that with like the Ritual spell, so just being able to like make this with like, even if you have like extra like with this and this or like this, just being able to blow the board is just super nice. Decus to Emerald for the it was usually when you lose cross, but there's other combos that I've found that like if you have like a bunch of extra like resources in hand that you can harder commit and make more bodies, and then you can shuffle them back and you can literally draw 5 off of the whole combo. So you draw 2 off of this, 2 off of this, and then 1 off a cross, and that's 5 draws. It's super crazy. Dugara's because drawing 2 is really good, and then obviously you can use this to make like this and this 6,000 or 6,400, and then punch your opponent super hard. And then we're playing. So this might be look a little weird. Obviously we're playing Typhon because Typhon is really good to like try to clutch out games. But the 3 links here, I want to explain these. So I'm playing Lizardos and Masquerena for Nibiru. Mainly is like sometimes you wanna like use a body, and like the Nibiru or the Nibiru token that you have, and like get rid of it so you can make like EXT live and stuff like that. So that's why we play Lizardos, right? Because you can like do this and another body and either link the Nib or the Nib token off and then draw a card. Or there's times that you get Nib and you just use the Nib token plus like other things if you haven't gotten locked yet, and you can make Masquerena. And then she's part of your end board because she'll bring out SP. Which SP, I also, so this was originally Dynamundo, but you can always make SP and Dynamundo has a restriction, so I just figured SP was better. And then like I said, this gives me both ways to take off the Nib. And then SP is SP, it doesn't always stay on the field, it's 2 parts of interruption. It's interruption when it summons, and it's a constant interruption as long as it's on the field. I've already explained this, and then obviously these first 6 are Malice Hate. These 2 are for the Mirror and for like pure Ryzeal if people are still playing that for whatever God knows reason. This because people aren't respecting back row Hate. And it's also really good just to remove a material off a detonator sometimes. Like if I have like if there's cross on the field, like and I see both of these, I'll hit cross plus whatever else they have set, and then like if it doesn't go through, I'll like they have like a Solemn Judgment, I'll just use this and then blow their back row anyway, so they just cut their life points in half for no reason. But if like they don't have a lot of back row, or like they have a lot of monsters, like you can use this and just blow everything off the board. It's just really nice. They're usually better when they're together, but it's whatever. Number C104 is obviously for the Lancia, so I can search it off of Tachyon, and then 3 Solemn Strike for going first. This should probably be Solemn Judgment, but I don't know. I just don't want to pay half my life points whenever I'm playing a deck that already pays life points. It just makes it more difficult, but people are starting to play more back row Hate, like slowly more and more. So this might become Judgment, or it's going to become Dragon's Mind. Dragons. Is it Bind? No, it's Mind. I was right. Dragon's Mind. Yeah. So Dragon's Mind. It is a once per turn. But you draw a lot, like I said, there's combos where you draw 5, like your standard combo draws 3. So you can draw into this, right? You're doing the same thing with these. So I've considered doing this, but this is you can only use each effective dragon's mind once per turn. It's a once per turn, but this doesn't cost you life points. So I've considered like playing this as like a one of, but like that I feel like that's bad, right? I'm sorry, it's obviously bad. But like if you draw this in multiples, where you draw this in multiples, right? It's good, and you can always discard it if you draw multiples. So like I don't know, I just haven't like hard committed, right? So I mean, like I said, like you could play this, right? Because the only restriction on this is that you need a 2500 attack, original attack or defense, which Duo is, Detonator is, and then I don't think we have anything else. Because it's 2500. Obviously, Eclipse Twins is 2500 attack, but yeah, it's mainly like your 2 boss monsters, right? And then Eclipse Twins if you put that on the field. So yeah, the thing is this also doesn't help you if you just get like hard stopped. So, but I want to test this card more. I do need to test it to make sure. But so yeah, that's like the whole deck. That's what I wanted to go over. And then I'm just gonna go like quickly over like the 1-card combos in this deck and a 2-card combo, just to like showcase like what it does, how good it is, and then I'll also give you like scenarios like through Joel for like a combo or two. So yeah, just go ahead and this starting hand size is 1, and then let me go ahead and then okay we can if this is the draw 5 combo, I'll just draw in the 2 Nibiru, so that's fine. Make sure this is good, and then yeah. So yeah, this is the 1-card ice combo. So normal ice. Ice's affect triggers. You go ahead and use special EXT from deck. You trigger EXT. Go ahead and grab your sword. This will be your extender for later on. And then here you go ahead and like you overlay these to make imps, right? And then you go activate imps effect. It doesn't matter what you detach here because you're gonna knock it off the field anyways. And you grab Habakiri. And then you go ahead activate Habakiri. You summon Saji, and then you tribute off the imps because we already used it. We don't need it anymore. Trigger the effect of Saji. Go ahead and grab the ritual spell. So there are times where like, or there is, if you have like an inkling that your opponent is going to like try to like interact with Saji, or they're holding Ash or Imperm for Saji, you can tribute it off instead of this. It just makes your combo a little worse because you lose out on a level 4 body, but that's why they can't interact with like Imper and Valor, which it's not as popular in the format right now anyways, especially Valor. Valor's like gone. But yeah, if you want to play like targeted, a way with like targeted and negation and stuff like that, you can, but it doesn't really matter. Here you go ahead and you summon from hand first, and you go ahead and tribute these two. You go ahead and trigger the effect, and you always go Chainlink 1 Murakumo first, Kusanagi first, because you don't care about this body. This extra body will get you to another rank 4, but you still have sword in hand, so it doesn't really matter. And they like I said, they want to bell Kusanagi, not the Night Sword Serpent. So like it really just prevents them from interacting with this at all. If they're gonna bell anything, they're gonna try to bell prayers because they can always bell that. And then here you can also activate Ritual Spell again. And then I like to do this because if they did choose to nib here, which they can, it'll cause your Ritual Spell to fizzle out, but you'll still add this back to hand, and then you'll get the monster negate, and then you just add the negate off of this. Summon, and then you go trigger, and now like I said, you're gonna add the negate anyways, and then you're gonna go ahead and special the Kusanagi. You can add prayers here, but like I said, if you get nibbed at any point, this is gonna come back, pop their nib, and then you can search the other piece, right? So you always want the purification because it's an Omni negate. It's just really good. And now since we have Night Sword Serpent, like I said, we're not playing Aramasu. Here we can make Duo Drive, right? So we make Duo, trigger Duo's effect, you attach one of the Ryzeals, and like I said, like here, and like on this activated effect is when they're gonna nib you, if they have it, right? And like I said, it's gonna just bring this back, you're gonna get prayers, you can use prayers, bring back like the Habakiri, or like another 4 or something like that. Like you have you still have plays from here, right? And you still have sword, so like even if they hit you here, it doesn't matter. But also you always detach these two, you always leave the serpent because the serpent doesn't matter. And then here you always grab the cross and the node. Excuse me. And then you activate cross. Now you're insulated, right? You don't care. And then from here you go ahead and you special the the sword, you go sword effect, you grab EXT here, and then you go ahead and you special EXT, sending the twins, summon this, and then you go ahead and you make, so you can either make Dugaras, right? Or you can make your, you can make Emerald here. It's up to you. So like, I'll show Emerald, right? Which this means you only draw one, but you won't discard, and then you get another draw, and then you still get your draw phase next turn, and then obviously the draw off across. So you'll get 1, 2, 3, right? Then over the whole next turn, and then you'll draw off of your own turn, so you'll get 4. Whereas this, you would draw 2, and then you'll draw 1 off across, but you'll have to discard 1, so you really only have 2, and then next turn you'll draw 1 off across because you won't draw it, which is only 3. So net, it's better to make this, right? So you do these. And this is really good if you have star in hand, like if you drew star, because now you can like special star by detaching the other material from this. Here, it doesn't matter what you send, but you need to keep this engrave, and then you can also put the imps back, and then you also need to leave 1 Ryzeal. So you could do like these, right? And then because you're gonna send. No, I think you need 2 Ryzeals engrave, if I remember correctly, actually. So I think it's these. Yeah, because you're going to send and then respecial the sword that's under this right now, and then you're going to have 2 more to draw. So here you go. You draw your card, and then you go ahead and you can special this. Here, like if you had star, you could special star on top of this, and then you could send this, bring back another one, and then you'd have 3 materials instead. Or you could overlay for Eclipse Twins and then send it and then reborn this again and then draw again. But that's if you have star. So here you send this, you target the sword because you don't want to be bestialed, and then here you go overlay these for detonator, like this. Trigger detonator's effect. It'll go ahead and attach you the Eclipse Twins, which is already live, and also like I said, now you've recycled your Feral Imps as well, which is really good. And now here you go, you get your cross draws, you put these 2 back, you draw another. And now all your Ryzeals are back in the deck, except for your sword and your node, which, or 1 sword and 1 node that you play, so it doesn't matter. So like I said, so you drew 2, right? And then you'll draw another one next turn, and then there's ways for you to like bring this back off of like Eclipse Twins and stuff like on following turns. So like if your opponent interacts with you while detonator's on the field, you could send this, and like if you have duo off the field or something else makes it to grave, you can bring this back and recycle it. So it really doesn't matter. You can also, like I said, you could do Garas instead and save this in case your cross gets outed, but it's up to you. And like I said, so we drew 2, and then like we have Purification, and then this is what you would pass on with the 1 card combo. So yeah, and then we'll go ahead and then we'll leave this, and then we'll go ahead and do the 1 card Habakiri combo that I use. So you go activate Habakiri, you tribute off the Saji, and then you go Saji. So I've seen some where people do prayers here, because you can like prayers play, and this plays around Droll, right? If you're trying to play around Droll, because this is your only starter, you can do this, but I prefer the ritual here. I'll go ahead and show this one first. This one I'm less familiar with, so hopefully I don't butcher it. So you don't trigger this right away. You see if your opponent has a response, and then if they Droll you here, you just chain this, and then you can tribute Habakiri, special this back, and then you can go search the Kusanagi, and then you can normal Kusanagi, add this back, and then you can like overlay for, usually people like make like Baguska, but I don't play that, so like I said, that's why I don't really go for this line. And then here you go, so you activate this, you tribute the, and then you add from deck to hand. See if I remember this correctly. So I think it's you add, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think it's add Kusanagi, special Saji, and then that will grab you ritual spell. Yeah. Yes. This, pay 100 life points, summon, from grave, and then this will activate, and then this will grab you the ritual spell. So you'll get access to the ritual spell anyways. And then here you can go ahead and you normal summon the Kusanagi, and then you can add back the Murakumo here. So you'll like this is you only get one ritual summon this way, but it's fine. So let's see here. Go ahead or I'm sorry. You can still get both rituals, but you don't have Kusanagi to add it back now. And then now since you had both already, now you can overlay these two, make duo, and then here you can go. So you can go activate this, and but since you already used Saji and Kusanagi, you only summon from deck here. So you summon from deck, and then you summon this, and then reuse it as fodder because it's been used for its effect already. And now this is where you're like your opponent would be able to nib you. This would be like 5, right? But it really doesn't matter because, like I said, they if they nib you, like they're gonna like discard the nib out of hand, and like you're still gonna have this come back and then search trap, and it's fine. Or you can wait on it. It's up to you if you're scared of nib and you want them to like interact with this some other way. But nib's not really in the format a lot, so I would rather summon this and take the risk because more than likely it's gonna be like Imperm or Ash, and I want them to rip a card. I don't want to rip a card out of their hand for it. And then here we've already normal summoned, so we have to grab the sword and then this. Alright, and then you go ahead, activate the cross, special this, activate effect, you grab the, grab the EXT, special EXT, send Eclipse Twins, and then you make Detonator. And then you go trigger Detonator, attach, and then this is what you would pass on, which like I said, it's not really my favorite way to do it. I would rather do it this way, so you go effect, send this. But it plays harder into draw. Add an effect, and then you grab the ritual spell. And then here, right, if they droll you, you summon Amino from deck. And then, obviously, right, if you have whatever other 4 cards that you had in hand to, like, either set or whatever. But we'll go ahead and activate this. We'll go ahead and ritual summon from hand. We'll summon this by attributing Kusanagi and then the Night Sword Serpent, summoning this. So we have summoned 1, 2 times now, and then this will be the 3rd. And then we'll go ahead and activate Ritual Spell again, summoning this. This will be 4, effect, search, 5. So yeah, 5th summon here, but doesn't really matter. Oh, this is supposed to be prayers. I apologize. So yeah, this, send, tribute, effect, ritual from hand, summon. I got tunnel vision there from doing the other combo. Summon, add back, effect, summon, effect, prayers, summon. And then here, if you want, you can go activate prayers and tribute the Ameno for the effect, and that way it'll come back and then add you another card. I don't like to do that. I'd like to just pay the 800 and then just special back Kusanagi. Like I don't like tributing one of these because it makes me feel susceptible, and I don't like tributing this because I'm gonna add I'm gonna add like another Habakiri to hand and then special it, and it doesn't really matter. So like I just rather just pay the 800 and keep the body on the field. And then here you overlay these and make duo. You can activate duo's effect, detaching these two, and then you haven't normal summoned yet, so you can actually go cross and ice. And then you can go ahead and, or I'm sorry, you can go sword here, and then that way you can get sword to ice, and then normaling ice gets you like to something else. But that plays like really hard into the like Nibiru and stuff like that. which I don't personally like. So you can do this, and then you normal this, and then effect. You don't have any other Ryzeals engraved, so you can just special the sword, and then go sword effect. Grabbing the you can usually just grab another ice here for like follow up, or you can grab EXT. I usually grab the ice because you can always normal this, because if these are on the field, it's gonna block your X. So do this, and then here for me, so here, right, you could, like, if this was X, you could send Eclipse Twins, right? Or you could have gone, like I said, like there's a couple different ways to do it. Like you can go sword gets this, and then this gets X, and that's 3 bodies, and then you just overlay all of them to make detonator, which makes detonator a 4. But I really just don't like that. So I'd rather just keep the follow-up in hand and play it like safer, because you're already playing super hard in a nib right now, right? So like right now, like if they'll nib you here at this point usually, and then like I said, so you'll just go ahead and like overlay these two, and then go effect, and then you can attach like Night Sword Serpent, or like usually I attach Kusanagi because I don't want them interacting with Kusanagi, because even though it's a brick, it's the best brick, right? And then like you have ice for follow up, and this is what you would pass on, right? So you have these two. You don't have anything else, but like this is your combo from just the Habakiri, which is still pretty good board. So yeah, go ahead, go back, and then I want to show this combo here, and then first I'll show this under Droll, and then I'll show like the full combo. Go ahead, and I need this to be 2 cards. Starting cards is 2. Perfect. All right. So the best way to play this, right, is you're most likely scared of Droll, right? That's the worst thing that can happen to you in this deck. So you always start with this, and then you tribute Saji, and then you go effect, search, ritual spell. Here, if they Droll you, you go cool, bro, and then you just go ahead and you go. You can start with activating this, and then you summon from deck, tribute this, summon this, and then obviously you don't get that effect, right? And then you normal this. Because you were not specialing X tier, we're going to special star. And then this way, if they try to interact with like your ice or something like that, you hand rip them. You go star, you set cross. So this would be 1 summon, 2 summon, 3, 4, activate, make detonator, 5, attach whatever you want. You could probably attach the Saji, because you already used the 1 turn effect from this. And then this is what you would pass on if you were under Droll. So you have the 2 pops, up to 3 pops, possible monster negate, and then the hand rip. So like if they do like a monster effect that you really don't want to resolve, you can always cross negate it. It's a decent board considering you're under Droll. So yeah, and then I'll go ahead and show the one that's not under Droll. Like I said, you always want to start with this. There's a higher ceiling one that you can start with this, but it plays into Droll, so the board that you would pass on is less than. So I'll show you the more conservative one first, right? Because obviously, for the main part, we're playing around Droll. Go ahead and grab this. And then here, if you don't get like gold or anything here, you're good to just be like, I would just normal this, and go effect, this, go ahead, activate this as this thing's effect, go ahead and search this. By the way, if they fool you here and off of this, just go ahead and just summon. You can so no matter what you do, you're going to be giving them another draw. If you make imps, right, you're going to give them another draw. If you try to search like Ameno to summon it from hand, to contribute this to get a search, right? So you're better off just like giving them the draw here. Ritual summoning from hand, from deck, tributing this to get the search. So you give them 2 draws, and then you overlay these and make detonator and pass, and that's 3 draws. So they net 2 positive, and you pass on like minimal, because you really don't want to play into it. But yeah, here, so here we already have the Habakiri, so we can go straight. So you can do 2 things. You can either go do like Dugaras or something like that early, and then like if you want to play into Nib. And then you can so this way you can like draw 2 and then discard 1, or you can go straight into duo. I prefer going straight into just duo drive, and like this because this forces out your opponent to like interact with you. So you, and they can't nib you here. So if this resolves, you grab this and you grab the node. Go ahead, activate the cross. And then here you would just go activate this. Ritual summon from hand. Attributing these 2. Effect, chainlink 1. Target this. Chainlink 2, target this. Special summon. And then, okay, so and then here you again have other options. Since you're not going to get the, you don't have the this set up with a negate, right? So you're playing into nib right now, right? What you can do is like overlay these 2 for the Eclipse Twins right away, and then you can like special this. Or what you can also do is you can make IP here. So that those are your 2 options. So what I would do first is like I would just summon this from deck, right? Because now if my opponent wants to continue interacting with me, I want to like be able to hand rip them. So I'll go ahead and summon this, and then so here, like I said, you can special this, special sword, and then you can get EXT, special EXT, and then you have 2, and then you'd have IP like up here, right? And then this could make you like detonator, and then you would have duo engrave to obviously reborn. So I'll go ahead and show that one off first. So like I said, so we can go like make use these 2 for IP, right? And then this sets up our obviously our SP, and then we go ahead and we special this effect. Go ahead and grab EXT. We'll go special EXT, sending the Eclipse Twins here. And then here you could just like straight up like make detonator. Obviously, right, so this is threatening nib. Like if they nib you, they'll probably nib you here. Or maybe they'll wait for node. It depends. And then here we can go ahead and so we have the 2 Ryzeals engrave, and then we have these 2. So you can go, it's like I said, it's up to you here. You could probably just make like Degusto here. Or I'm not, sorry, not Degusto, Dugares. And then detach these 2, right, which will put, it's like 4 Ryzeals in the grave, and then you can, or you can make Emerald, which means like you detach like the EXT, you target like EXT, or EXT, Saji, and like Kusanagi if you wanted to, and then leaving the other 2 in the grave. That way you can get another draw off of cross. But it's probably just better here just making the Dugaras, right? And then you go Dugaras, send these 2, draw 2, discard 1, special the node. And then like if they like held nib and like they nib you here, like you still bring this back, you still have trap and you still have prayers. So you'll pass on like, you'll have like a huge token plus like prayers and great purification and this. With this engraved to bring this back, so you can bring this back with prayers if you need to make your opponent's stuff less, and you can still draw off a cross. So it's not that bad. And then here you would send this, target the sword, bring it back, and then like just make detonator. Trigger detonator's effect, attach the Eclipse Twins, and then here you go effect, and then here you can either go these 2. Or you can do just these 2. You usually just want 1 in the deck, right? So you have 1 still in the extra deck, 1 here, and then. So me personally, I would probably just do like these 2, because ice is your best one to have, because when you don't really normal with all the other stuff, and then X obviously if you have other stuff on the field, it'll won't be able to activate. But yeah, this you want to put one of the X's back because there's 2 engraved. So you do this, right? Now you draw another card, and then you set this, and then you pass, right? So yeah, and then this would be your end board. So now you can like use this to make like SP, bring it back, or you can tribute this, bring it back, right, for an Omni negate, and then you can go use this to make SP. You have this if you want to use off of this first to what's it called, to negate and then bring itself back, and then you can use this in like your detonator if it's used all of its materials. And then keep in mind that Habakiri makes all of your opponent's monsters lose 800, so they need something that's 1600 attack or more to beat over your IP here. So if they try to like force battle phase, you really don't care if they beat over your IP. That doesn't matter. But yeah. Yeah, and then we'll go ahead and yeah. I'll show the other version of the combo here. This is like the greedy one, right? That plays like harder into the other, like into droll, right? Because you go effects, search this, and now like if they droll you here, you just go like, ooh, make detonator. Because like I said, I don't play Baguska, because I just think if you're like Baguska passing, you're just praying to the gods that your opponent doesn't just like imperm it, like, or like have imperm or draw into imperm. Like there's been so many times like make Baguska pass and like my opponent's just like has imperm or draws imperm and they just go imperm Baguska and I just go, yeah, bro, that's cool. It's just not good enough. Here you can go ahead and like again, like I said, you can just make Dugaras right away, or you can make like you make this first. So I usually, like I said, I just make duo, activate duo, detach, grab these two here, this and yeah, these two. And then here you go, you just activate, you can just activate cross, doesn't matter. And then you go Saji, tribute this, right? Because this is another way, like you get the body. And then you grab the ritual spell, activate ritual spell, summon from hand, to get rid of Kusanagi and Nightsword Serpent. Effect, Chainlink 1, target, Chainlink 2, special, right? And then here you can make another, whatever rank 4 you want to make. Like you can make like, you can make Degusto here. Here, you can actually make Emerald, and then off of Sword, you can search the Star instead, just to get it out of your deck if you don't want to use another EXT. Which I'll go ahead and show that one instead. So you go ahead and use these to make Emerald, activate Emerald's effect, detach this, and then you want to keep this engraved, so you just want to target 3. So you can just do like all the Ryzeals, because you're gonna put more Ryzeals in the grave again, and then just do Saji, because it's the best brick to draw, because then you normal it, and then if you have to normal it, you get like prayers or ritual spell or trap. Like the cards that it adds are broken. You don't really care about Kusanagi. Go ahead and draw a card, whatever it is. And then here you can go like activate ritual spell, right? Summon this, effect, grab this, summon, bring this back. And then here you can special the sword, go sword effect, and then you grab star, and now you go star special by sending the serpent to do this. And then now you can overlay these two. Again, this also plays into nib, but you probably would have been nibbed already. At some point, right? Earlier in the combo, and if they hold it, like I said, still doesn't matter, because you pass on like Murakumo plus another draw. It's still not that bad. So here you can go, Dugaras, send these 2 back, draw another 2, right? Now you discard, and now you go overlay for the twins here. So if they wait like this long to nib you, they'll screw themselves, because now they don't want to nib you, because it'll just bring the stuff back for free. And then you can go activate this, sending this, and then you target sword. and then you summon sword. Yeah, you can just summon sword here. Activate this, and then so here you can bring back duo, or you can bring back this to draw another card. I would just bring back duo. It's better. Do bring back duo, and then you can bring back Dugares, is fine, and then summon duo here. Trigger duo's effect. Attach the star out of here, because you're not going to have the ability to draw at this point off of the cross. So you just might as well attach it for the extra attack. And then trigger detonator's effect, attach this. By the way, this should be in this zone. I just it's a slight misplay, but this should be in this zone because I leave these open because of Moon of the Closed Heaven. She points here and here, and she can link off your monsters, so normally I leave this open. So just keep in mind that this card could be right here, and then that plays around that, and obviously Anima. And then, like I said, so we drew 1, 2, 3, and then discarded 1 off of the whole combo, and then, like I said, we still have Trap to set. And then after this summons back, you're insulated again, right? So at the end of the combo, like if they nib you on when you send the Eclipse Twins for cost, like it doesn't matter because you'll bring back this, and then you'll bring out duo. Duo will attach a material, and then you'll draw a card instead of making detonator. And if you draw into ice, or you have a way to get into an ice, you can just discard a card, special the ice, and make detonator anyways, and attach Eclipse Twins. So like if you have another ice in hand, the combo's exactly the same. You just won't have this on the field. It's ridiculous. So yeah, and then also I want to just showcase the consistency of this deck real quick. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put my starting hand size to 5, and then enable deck shuffling, and then I'll just show a couple hands, right? So not the best hand. We still have a starter with the sword. Here we have Habakiri and sword, which is fine. It just sucks that we have Saji. So here you could be like, you could be like, normal this, no effect, activate this, special summon Kusanagi, tribute Saji, add, and then you could and go from there, and then search like prayers. Prayers would give you another body. You can make duo, special sword. It's fine. Prayers plus this is really good. Prayers would just add you Habakiri here, and then you would just, instead of splashing Habakiri first from hand, you would special this first. So yeah, same thing. You drew the one of Brick of Note, but with these two in hand, like you have full combo. Plus, you can normal the Fuolos for the combo as well. It's a 4. This is the worst hand probably, but you have like Call By for Droll, and then you can just start the combo off by this grabbing the Habakiri, which is still full combo, which is fine. Okay, and then here we have Ice plus this, which means we have a way to extend, kind of, as long as this doesn't get like, if this gets like Ashed or Veilered or anything like that, we have Call By, and we can still pass on Droll and Imperm. It's pretty good. Habakiri, 1 card starter, plus we have Cross Out for Droll, and we have double Imperm and Nib. Also, by the way, if you want to, instead, you can play Gallant Granite to search Nibiru. It's absolutely fine. Instead of, I prefer just drawing cards, but there's lines, the lines that you see, you can substitute Emerald or Dugaras for Gallant Granite and search Nib, because you can just Nib your whole field and your opponent, and then all the rituals will come back, and then you pop their Nib token, so you don't have to worry about it. So that's also an option. Ritual spell plus and we already have sword, so when we make duo, we will have like an extra body. We can also normal the Fua if we get stopped, because it's a 4. Again, we have prayers and Fua if we want to normal it. Another thing I didn't really touch on, Fua being a 4. There's times like this card is like not super terrible, because like there's times like if you don't eat your normal summon and you need like that extra 4, you can just normal this and like get like continue your combo. Like I don't know how many times I've made duel because of like I don't want to use prayers in my combo, or I already used prayers, so I can't use it to summon another 4 from the grave. So I just normal Fuelos, and then like I hand rip them if they stop me with Murakumo on the field. So yeah, that's also just keep in mind that's always a thing. Here is one of the cases where you would start with X and sword, and then you would normal this, and then like try to bait your opponent. You could also like do. That's mainly because like you have this in hand and you're not gonna search Habakiri. So like this would be like special X search sword dumping. You could dump like just twins to keep it simple, and then you could go sword search. You already have ice, so you can search the. Don't search another X, just search star, and then during the combo, if you decide to use Emerald or like I said, Gallant Granite, you can detach a material off of them and special it. So yeah, like I said, still perfectly good hand. Again, you have prayers and you have EXT here, so this is like, you know, this is basically Habakiri and X, so that's really good. Yeah, I'm gonna do this like 2 more times. We have prayers and we have these two, so you can activate this if it gets stopped. You have prayers to continue extending. Prayers is a crazy extender in this deck, by the way. I'm sure y'all are already aware. Bonfire, ice. We have 2 extenders in hand. We have a nib to pass on, plus another hand trap. We'll draw 3. Rematch. Again, we have, this would probably, since we have Ritual Spell in hand, we would search the Murakumo here first, because then you could go 7 Tachyon, search ice, and then if you get drolled, you just go ice, summon the star like I showed before, and then you have follow up with Sword Ryzeal. You can put back the nib because you probably won't need it off of the 7 Tachyon. Oh, by the way, if you open up 7 Tachyon and or Bonfire and then Habakiri, always do 7 Tachyon or the Bonfire first, because if you play into Droll, you can still go like ice into a star into set the cross and like make detonator and pass. Like it's still like 1 pop and maybe 1 monster negate if you need it. So okay, cool. And then this is the last one, and this is fine. We have this to search if we get Droll. We have Call By. And we have the already have one of the bricks in hand, so we can continue from there. And we have we'll get to Habakiri most likely, and Habakiri will get me to Ritual Spell, which I already have Amino in hand to, which is fine. So yeah, yeah, like I said, that's like this is what I wanted to cover with the deck and everything else like that. What I've been playing, how I've been playing it, and this is the deck that I'm probably going to take to locals. I might make some changes to it just because it's, you know, it's locals and stuff like that, where like people don't like main deck this, so I'll probably like side deck it, and I'll main deck like I'll probably just like play like a 40 card list where I'll play like 3 Droll and then like I don't know, maybe a second like Ritual Spell because I value the rituals a lot, or maybe I'll play like I don't know, maybe I'll put Futsu in. Oh, no. It's locals, but like I said, this would be like my regional like level deck. Like this is like perfect. I might take this exact build to locals just because it's a super solid deck. It's just really good. Again, I'm not sold on 2 Eclipse Twins now mainly because Ryzeal is your sub engine and Mitsurugi is your main engine, whereas like before it was the other way around. Where you were always bridging Ryzeal into Mitsurugi, which you can still do now, but now it's like Mitsurugi is the main engine that you really want to resolve because of just how powerful it is now and the recursion. So, and like I said, the traps broken, Habakiri's broken, etc. So, but yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that other good stuff. Again, sorry I was gone so long, but I'm back now, making that good content. And yeah, so appreciate y'all, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.